I love reading books because it leads me to another world.
A mouse took a stroll through the deep dark wood. A fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looks good.
Why do you think books are important?
It helps increase imagination.
What do you feel like when you read the books that you read?
I feel like I'm not wasting my time. I feel like I'm spending my time on something that I'm glad about.
I think it's very important that people need to read and learn to read.
We wouldn't be able to learn. We use books for everything. Even just the simplest things like textbooks for maths and stuff like that.
Why do you like reading?
Because I get to learn how to spell.
Really?
I get to learn how to write, learn new words, and you learn how to read. I am from Poland. I can't read Polish.
It's important even if they don't really understand as a baby because it can give them interpretation. It can develop your listening skills and your verbal speaking.
It's a really, really great way of transferring knowledge down through generations.
I think it's important showing babies pictures. It actually gives them an understanding.
I think a lot of the things that we have today, you can't say it again, so if you write it down in the book, then that's always going to be there. If there was no such thing as books, I'd probably be an idiot and I wouldn't know much.
I think I'm more into fact books most of the time. But when it comes to things like fiction, it has to be the exact right genre or else I'm not really into it.
There wouldn't be Jack and the Beanstalk. There wouldn't be Sleeping Beauty. There wouldn't be any stories.
It takes me to my own little book world. I feel like I would like to read it over and over and over again. When I was reading a book called Captain Underpants,
What was it?
I felt like anything could happen. I was in the story and I thought the rampaging monster was going to fall onto me or something.
Oh, that's not very good, is it?
Yeah, but it didn't.
What's the grumpy cat of it?
He was lonely, but he looks grumpy, but he wasn't. I didn't have a friend.
It wouldn't be very nice, would it?
No.
Poor cat. Could you imagine the world without any books?
Boring.
And how do books help you?
Learning and writing.
As kids, sets your imagination for when you're older.
With an owl, a snake, and a hungry gruffalo.
When someone reads to me, it's like it's actually a whole world. It feels like that I'm seeing them for real life. Then the knight saved her and took her home safe. And then she got trapped in the castle. A brave knight came and rescued her.
Very fluid. I would scream and shout. Why?
Because it's going to be boring and you won't know anything.
Till the horrible day she rolled out the wrong side of bed.
What a great joy! Why do you enjoy fantasy?
Because pretty much anything can happen.
I have loads of books.
They're good for imagination and creation.
He saved her from the creepy castle. And they got kissed on the lips. The end.
How does it feel when you read those kinds of books?
Well, I feel like I can make up my own stories.
How?
Well, I take the character and I redesign the whole story. I think I discovered writing. I thought, why not write my own stories? Base them on pretty much anything.
Who's your favourite author?
Jacqueline Wilson. Well, she comes up with these amazing stories and they kind of help you with everyday life.
I'm currently reading Divided City, which I got from our mini school library. Most of the time I get really stuck into the book, which I think is really good.
I picked up the book one day because my mum was ill, and basically I started reading it and I was slowly reading it and I started growing that into a bigger thing. It felt strange to have somebody reading it to you and then one day growing up and you reading it yourself.
It feels like you're learning and you just want to say to the person next to you, knowledge is power in its own way. Say you're watching the TV, you never really think of a book, and it's all come from one book.
We've written this story and we are going to copy it out by drawing pictures.
Do you have a favourite story?
It's about this little seed who travels, and at the end it turns into summer and it grows into giant.
Really?
Yeah. There's loads of tiny seeds.
Then they went to the library and then they made a boat and also they sailed to the North Pole.
I'll try my best to knock my daughter. The house is haunted. The table is haunted. The lamp is haunted. The chair is haunted. The things are haunted.
Really? That's very spooky.
Last night I finished reading my first book. It felt really good because it took me forever. I'm writing a story and it was inspired by Midsummer's Night Dream. I'm reading it in English.
Ooh, that would be horrible because I really like books. My brain just gets really imaginative and then I think, ooh, maybe I can make a book a bit like that, and then I just make books like, well, book day is in March. You have to dress up as your favourite book cover is, I think. I'm looking forward to it because I think I'll be able to bring one of my Asterix comics to school. I think I'll bring Asterix in Spain.
Seriously, I would feel if there was no books, I would just be like, it will blow my mind. When I read, I feel like there's never going to be an end, and when it does actually happen, I just explode with joy.
How did it feel reading to Baby Ed?
It was really great fun because it was nice to have a chance to kind of get a load of memories from when I was that kind of age.
And it makes you feel responsible for them almost, for their actions. You almost feel guilty if they've done something bad.
How do you say I like books in Polish?
Ja lubię książki.
All was quiet in the deep dark wood. The mouse found a nut and the nut was good. The end of the Gruffalo.
Oh, please, can you do the orange crayon? It's going to be the last one, I promise. Orange crayon. I want to do blue.
Dear Duncan, I see yellow crayon already, don't you? The big whiner. Anyway, could you please tell Mr. Tittle-Tattle,
Make, discover.
I'm the real colour of the sun, orange crayon.
Okay, that's the last
That is the last one now.
I want to do the blue.
Right, we're going to have to go and help clear up. We're going to